Good morning. I hope everybody is getting ready for their holiday. I know that there wasn't much notice on this, only about an hour, but I thought I would go through it and see what happens, see who shows up, since I've been relegated to staying out of the way. Arlen is in the middle of cleaning like crazy, which is kind of weird because Arlen cleans all the time. She sweeps, mops, dusts, the whole 9 yards all the time. But today she's giving it, I guess, a whole lot more effort than usual because we've got company coming over on Christmas Eve. So, John, hope you're doing well. Slick Rick, good morning from San Francisco. I used to love San Francisco. I used to really love it. So much has changed there, and I can't say that I know anything about it anymore, that's for sure. But used to love it. Paul in the Philippines, good morning, Paul. How you doing? Hope things are going well. Got my coffee. Arlen filled up my water. Whoop. We're just all acclimated here, I guess it is. I'm waiting to, at some point, I suspect I will hear from my daughter. She's in transit today, so she's traveling. She's finished her semester and heading to home. We'll leave it at that. Ricky Last, how you doing? Hey, Ricky. I'll tell you, Rick, one of the places, there used to be a restaurant I used to love to go to, the Cliff House restaurant. You get there, especially at the right time of year, you could get a table with the sunset and with the temperature inversion, and you watch the fog roll in across the bay or into the bay. It was beautiful, and they had great food. They really and truly did. Where else did we used to like to go to? Neptune's. I don't know what happened. Am I back? Apparently, my stream quit for some reason. I'm not sure what it was. If you can hear me, let me know if I'm still broadcasting. I think I am. I'm just not sure. Sadly, it's currently closed down. No one has stepped up to I imagine it's pretty expensive property, to be honest with you. Horace. Good morning, Mike. 2 days to go back to Florida. As of now, no delays. Touchdown in Gainesville. PM, God willing. We hope you have a great trip. We really and truly wish you a great trip. It sounds like you're probably getting home right there on Christmas Eve. That's terrific. That is terrific. Paul says, yeah, I'm still broadcasting. John says, I see and hear you, still broadcasting. I don't know what happened. I had a error come up, said that the stream was stopped. Do I want to continue recording? I said, yeah. Do you want to continue streaming? I said, yeah. And so that's where I'm at right now. So anyways, what's going on around here? It's Christmas, and the malls are a zoo. Everything is a zoo, even traffic. Traffic was backed up. According to the news, traffic all over Luzon was backed up. Like 17 miles backed up in one place. I told Arlen I'm not going to the mall. until around January 15th. Not just not going to do it. Not going to do it. Philippine Sunset Travel, you're not in sync. Nobody else got this problem. Hi, Mike. Let me know if it's in sync now. I don't know what else. I mean, on my end, it's in sync, but I'm at the production end. So I don't know what happens here. We'll see. This is a new one for me. Never had this problem before. David Longley, good day, mate, from David and Tazin. Hope you're both having a wonderful Christmas. We are having a good time. We are definitely having a good time. We have so Christmas Eve, we're having a little get together at our place. We have several single, single's not even the right word. We have several guys that are going to be alone this Christmas or Christmas Eve. Their partners or wives are in the province visiting family. And then we have a couple of female friends that also are going to be alone this Christmas Eve. So, so we're cooking dinner for everybody, but it's not going to be a Filipino dinner. Travel says just caught up. Philippines says all good. Strange. Yeah, it is weird. It is strange that it went out of sync. I don't know what happened. Could have been a internet connection flub. It's very unusual for our account, but it happens. Focus on Asia. JR, you are in sync, but we prefer the Backstreet Boys. Oh my God. JR, are you serious? I don't think, I guess I'm showing my age. I know who they are, and I've probably have listened to their music at some point in time, but I couldn't tell you anything that they do. Slick Rick, audio seems to cut in and out. All right. Focus on speak for yourself. Yeah. I at some reason, I can't see JR, Focus on Asia, being one of those boy band fans. He just doesn't strike me as that kind of guy at all. So anyways, what are we doing? Well, we are doing honey glazed ham, green bean casserole, deviled eggs, let's see, mashed potatoes, probably some kind of dinner rolls. I'm not sure what else. Orlynn's talking about making lumpia, but I think that's a little bit over the edge. Probably she did pick up a couple of cake mixes, so we'll probably have a couple of desserts. Excuse me, I am so sorry. Let's see here. What else are we going to have at dinner? Macaroni salad. So we picked up all of that, or everything we need to make all of that last week. And even then, it was a horror story. S&R was a mess. The mall was a mess. Picking up a couple different things here and there was a mess. But, you deal with it, and that's what you do. It's kind of like nothing in life comes without at least some minor challenges. God bless Horace. Well, thanks. We just felt like nobody should, if we, audio's cutting out. Let's see if I can do something about that. Bum, bum, bum. Let's try. This is good. This is good. It seems like all the settings are at the right place. It seems like everything looks like it's in the right place. I just don't know what to say. Let's hope it cures itself. Focus on his best not to travel or try to go to the malls in the next week or so. Then avoid New Year's as well due to the war zone of fireworks. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. I think we'll probably do fireworks. We'll probably do the rooftop here at Candy for fireworks. Although I really don't like it that much. They always have a live band up there and it's loud. So I don't know. We'll see. Alex, how's things going, Alex? How is Thailand? What is New Year's like in Thailand? I bet they put on a heck of a show as well. Hope you're doing well, Alex, and I hope you're ready for the holidays. John says audio's fine on his end. Okay. Horace says, my driver said plan on an hour and a half drive to the airport for a normal 25-minute drive. Wow. Wow. That would be no fun at all. We went day before yesterday. We had a subscriber who wanted a ride from Clark to his hotel, and we were able to fit it in. And so we did. It first time he'd been in the Philippines in 40 years. And he was on his way to go meet his daughter. He didn't know he had a daughter until 2 years ago. He's never met her in person, nor has he ever met his grandchild because she has a child down in Olongapo. So we were happy to help him out a little bit. Went to Clark, picked him up, took him over to his hotel. Alex says Thailand is good. Can't complain. New Year's in Thailand is great. Yeah, I would imagine it is. You know, Thailand just does good on all kinds of stuff, and that's really the bottom line. So let's talk about the simple life in the Philippines. I see all of these videos. This is the life, this is how you should live in the Philippines. And this is the simple life. And they show their life. I think what I think about when I watch these is some of them I watch, I could live like that and I would be happy. That would be a simple life. Oh, thumbs down. Thanks so much. Every vote up or down helps the algorithm. I really appreciate it. You got people that like you and you got people that don't. Isn't that the honest truth? Let's see here. Hold on. Focus. JR says, I'm a subscriber, Mike. Can I call you for pickups when I return from all my travels? We get back from Thailand around 3:30 in the morning. I'll call you. No problem, JR. And as long as my phone is on and I can wake Arlen up at 3:30 in the morning, because I don't drive, Arlen does. All right. I'll be happy to send her out there to pick you up while I sleep in. Just kidding. Of course, JR, we could give you a ride anytime we're around. That's not a problem. But I know JR. JR would not inconvenience somebody. He just wouldn't do it. He's a nice guy. You should check out his channel. His channel's great. He's got a lot of great Thailand uh, travel stuff, and Alex as well. You should check out Alex's channel. He lives over there in Thailand. I'm pretty sure I know he had a girlfriend. I'm pretty sure he still does. Thai girlfriend, really sweet girl. I've never met her, but I've seen her on video. So, but check out both of their channels. They're both great channels. Horse. Someone must be having a bad day. You can't make everybody happy. But you know what we could do? We could do this. All right. Hey, Brewmeister is here. Let me just do. I'm going to put the link up. And, since we've got that downvote, hey, come on and tell us why. Tell us why you've got a downvote, other than maybe you were an envious troll. Who cares? I don't. You know what? Up, down, up votes, down votes, they all help the algorithm. They're all good. Alex says, I'm still with my girlfriend, not going anywhere now that she's learning Muay Thai. Oh, you better watch out, Alex. You better be careful. She's going to be, you know what? I've seen your girlfriend on some of your videos. She seems to be a very sweet person. That's for sure. So if you would like to cam up and talk about living a simple life here in the Philippines and what a simple life means, well, the link is there. Click on it. Join us. If you want to voice an opinion or criticize, we're open to that too. To voice an opinion or criticize us. We really don't want you going after other people here. That's just something we're trying to stay away from. But shit happens. What can I say? I guess being responsibly critical is one thing, and that certainly is something that could be allowed. California Bear. Good morning, Mike. How you doing, CB? Are you still over there in the Cebu area? And hey, are you growing peppers? Is the climate conducive for that compared to Southern California where you live? California Bear has a hobby of growing hot peppers, and he grows some hot stuff. I've seen the ratings on that stuff. Oh, CB. But anyways, so a simple life. Isn't a simple life what's simple to you rather than what's simple in the general public? I mean, we need to take some things out of the equation there. We need to take out of the equation that you're going to face issues, challenges, no matter what country other than your home country you retire to. Whether there's going to be visa challenges, language challenges, food challenges, it's all going to be there. So you got to throw that out of the equation because it's hard to measure. And when I say hard to measure, I mean it's hard to measure across the board. You can measure it against one A versus B, but when you're measuring A versus B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, blah, 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 well, then it gets a whole world different. All right. For some people, life is much different. Their idea is different. In the video that we just put out, we just simply say, I consider my life very simple. I consider my living accommodations, what I do to maintain my accommodations, living in general, all to be very simple compared to what it was before I retired. And I guess that makes sense because before you retire, I mean, if you look at it from a theoretical point of view, if you're retired, you're not working, and if you're truly retired, okay, you're not working, and if you're working, you're not retired. So life would be different. I don't know. Now we get into definitions, clarifications, and it gets more and more confusing. Oh, let's see here. Oh, I missed this. Correct. Alex says it's relative. What simple life means to one expat might be different for another. I totally agree, Alex. I totally agree. California Bear, yes, sir, I'm in Cebu and about to begin germinating local seeds. Tropical weather's perfect right now. Oh, that's going to be interesting. I want to see how that goes for you. Philly in the Philippines. Good morning, Brian. Philly, how are you doing? I talked about you in the video that I put out this morning, that you're living a simpler life and that you're happy, that you're more, I thought what was funny was when you were talking about how you watch the yellow-headed monitor lizards going after or hunting around on your property, and you enjoy being in tune with that nature. And that's something that you could do. I personally could not live the way you live. Not that there's anything wrong with it whatsoever. More power to you. You enjoy it, and that's great. I am just different, just like everybody else is different. Speaking of simple, good morning, Philly in the Philippines. Yeah, I tell you, Brian is the simplest living expat that I know right now. Not the simplest living person, not the simplest living expat on YouTube, but of the expats that I know, he certainly lives the simplest life currently. Good morning, JR. So, yes, indeed, things definitely are simple in my life. Bad habit. What happened to Geo? I don't know. I can only tell you what you see on the internet. I don't know Geo personally. I couldn't only tell you that he and Maya appear to be broke up. I don't watch either one of them. But apparently they have separated. Apparently he is moving to another city. Apparently she's moving on with her life. At that point, I don't know, Bad Habit. What do you know? I mean, do you have more information than what I just said? I have no idea why. I don't delve into people's personal lives, or I try and stay out as much as I can. A simple life for Focus on Asia means staying in 5-star hotels. We are not the same. Oh, I've never seen JR stay in a bad looking hotel. That's for sure. He either doesn't put them on video and, or he just, he just lives in that ivory tower hotel, as some people would call it, I guess. That is funny. Focus on it. JR says, Alex, you left out caviar for breakfast. I thought you had caviar at every meal, JR. Jeez. Don't be bursting my bubble. Wow, 63 in the room, 21 minutes. That's pretty darn good for us. So welcome to everybody that hasn't joined in the chat. I'm going to put the link back up again. All right. And just in case that one downvote came from a banned YouTuber, you can still join the live even if you've been banned from making comments. So please, dude, jump on. I bet it's because he can't give a kid. I don't know. I don't know whether he can or can't. He certainly isn't so old that he couldn't. There are plenty of people out there that have gotten girls pregnant at the age of 70 and around that age and up. So I don't know. Was he snipped? I got no clue. Like I said, I don't watch Geo. I really don't. And you can't. There are people who have information. You know what? We just don't watch Geo. Now, Arlene might. I don't know. She has her own little watch line, but Our Philippine Journey, thank you. You're welcome, Alex. Great thing. Great. Hit the like button. Thank you so much, Alex. I appreciate it. Bad Habit says he's been fixed. Okay. All right. I don't know. I didn't do it. So I got no idea. And I wasn't in the OR when they did it or wherever they did it. Ben Wizzy. Yeah. Every man has a story. Made a kid at 70. There you go. There's an example. I knew he was up there. I just didn't know offhand. Bruce apparently follows him. He's got some information. He says Maya already has a child and found an apartment for them. And Geo is narrowing down his choices in a condo. There you go. So, if I don't have an answer, odds are somebody has some information that's in the channel. But it's just simple that we don't. Horace says, I have all the Dramageddon vloggers blocked from my feed. Nothing of interest to me. Oh, I watched a couple of I've been watching the Paul Old Dog house build update. I've just been watching that because, it's something that we went through, but nothing like what he's going through. I watched Mike's Philippine journey, Mike's Philippine retirement, Mike and Janet. I watched them, but the rest of them I don't really watch unless there's some that I'm not thinking of. I don't watch. I don't know. I just don't know. Bad Habit, questioning something. I'm not sure what that is. I do not miss the Philippines drama. I don't know. You know what, Alex? Do you think there's more drama in the Philippines than in Thailand? I don't know. I don't watch much. I watch, I don't watch much Thailand information. I watch all the CJ. I watch all the Focus on Asia, JR stuff. And when CJ goes over to Thailand, I watch his stuff there. So, but I don't have anybody, Alex, I watch when I have time. It just a big variable. Callie took a minor. Oh, wait, missed that one. Every man has a story. JR says every man has a story, passed away a day or two ago, in case anybody was not aware. I've seen it. Again, and this is another guy I really don't watch. I don't find the format that he does interesting to me. Um, but I'm sure it's interesting. Well, it's obvious it's interesting to a lot of people. He had huge numbers. But with that being said, I don't know. I've never had an email exchange with the guy. I've never had contact with him. And I feel horrible that anybody passes away. It's a terrible thing, but there's nothing I can do about it. But yes, JR, he did. He passed away. And there are people on both sides of the equation when it comes to that. I think what's sad is he has a young child. And because he has a young child, that child's going to grow up without his biological father. And that's sad. That really is. That's assuming that he's a good biological or would be a good biological father. And since I don't know him, I have to assume that he would be. Kelly took a minor spanking compared to the dozens of others that lost a life savings. I think he's talking about old dog. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to lose a lot of money. And we will tell people, there are specific steps that you can cover that will aid you. And then secondarily to that, not every attorney is a good attorney. Get an experienced real estate contract attorney. All right. Keep in mind, some of these things you can take care of yourself. Every province has what's called an ROD. All right. The Registry of Deeds. You can go to the ROD. You can give them the address or the location of the property that you're interested in, and they can tell you, does a clear title exist? And they will show you the title that they have, which is supposed to be the most current title. Okay? That being said, it not always is. But what you need to do is first look at that, then flip the backside. The second thing you do is, are there any liens on that title? And then the third thing you do is get permission from the current owner to get a survey crew out there and make sure that the property that you're looking at matches the property on that title. At that point, you're ready to start talking turkey. Then you can start finding out about utilities, permits, everything that goes along with it with your attorney to draw up your contract. There are some basic steps. How long have you been in the Philippines? We've been in the Philippines going on, let's see here. Well, we've been here full time since 2019. Yeah, 2019. Prior to that, we were like 6 months on, 6 months off for 10 years. So we've been around quite a while, to be honest with you. We just didn't start blogging, and we don't do a real good job of that even now. I'm quite lazy. It's a hobby for us. So, what can I say? Yeah, Bruce, Clairwood, Paul. Heath, how you doing, Heath? I like watching a lot of food vendors in Thailand. Yeah, the roadie girl, what's her name? And I know, but there's actually really great street food in Thailand. There really is. Heath's absolutely correct. Do you miss anything regarding the USA? Sure I do. Sure I miss some things regarding, I miss how easy it is for me to walk in and get something done. But I'm a citizen. And I know the routine. And So much gets done. I miss certain conveniences? I miss Taco Bell for all. I mean, I know it is just horrible Mexican food, but I miss Taco Bell. I miss Filberto's and Papacitos, and I miss, I miss, you know, being able to go out and do a lot of different things in one day. In one day, I can run a half a dozen errands in the U.S. Here, generally, if you plan on more than one errand a day, you're overbooking yourself. That's our experience. Maybe that's not true, okay? I miss my daughter, but I wouldn't see her anyways. She wouldn't be, she's not in school where our home is in Phoenix, okay? And she has her own life. She is a full-time student. So every man had a quadruple, Bruce says, every man had a quadruple bypass years ago. He had a stroke about a week ago and never came out of the coma from it. That's a shame. It really is a shame. That's terrible. But it goes to show that, it could happen to anybody at any time. It could happen to me tomorrow. It could happen to Arlen. I mean, it just can. Alex says, yeah, 100%. You guys name a city after Dramageddon. I didn't name it. That's for sure. All right. And I'm sure there's people in Dumageddon that aren't drama queens or don't seem to be. They can't all be that way. That's for sure. It's just like here in Angeles. Angeles YouTubers don't even make up 1/10 of 1% of expats here. So I don't know. I guess it's kind of weird, Alex. But yeah, it does have a reputation. The Mosquito Guy, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Not sure I agree with 70-plus-year-old expats making babies with 25-year-old Filipinos. I have, I'll tell you how I feel about that. I think it's a little bit selfish for a 70-year-old guy to have an infant. When the average life expectancy is 74, 75 years old for guys nowadays in the U.S., something like that, 76. Men should raise their children, period, whether it's a boy or a girl. Having a father, it's a traumatic experience. I don't know. On the other hand, I certainly wouldn't walk away from it. That's for sure. Bobby's Angels. I haven't seen Bobby put anything out in a while. Bobby, are you still putting out videos or am I just not getting alerts on them? Let me know. Bobby's Angels, have an amazing Christmas. That's what Alex says. I don't know. Maybe he's off my list somehow. Maybe YouTube dropped him off. Horse. On a trip to Dumageddon 2 months ago, a mutual friend introduced us. I won't speak ill of the dead, but he acted like I was supposed to kiss his ring. End of story. Some guys can be like that, for sure, Horace. Some people are that way. They really and truly are. And that's a shame. JR says maybe people can use it for a lesson learned and stop the madness of having kids after 65 plus. I think even 60, yeah, I'm not even going to say a word, but yes, JR, I agree with you 100%. Address in the Philippines. What's that? You can find an address, it'll have a lot number. Every property has a lot number, or that's our experience so far. Focus on Asia. I agree. Where is the common sense? And you're right, Alex. You and JR are both right. I don't see the common sense. Especially if you know you have health issues. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I miss a good steak for $12 Australian. You bet. I miss a good steak, period. But it happens. Taco Bell in Manila. Yeah, you know what, JR? I've heard that. We've never been to it. But next time around, I want to find somebody that's actually been to it to see what their menu is like. Bangkok, yes. Pattaya. Last time I had Taco Bell was in Pattaya, and it was pretty much um, uh, identical to what I got in the States. Oh, here's Jack. Jack says, I went to Taco Bell in Manila and they don't even use the same meat. It was a travesty. Wow. Okay, Alex, Taco Bell is not the worst. All right. Um, you know what? Arlen just messaged me, says my voice is on and off. Let me take a look at one thing, because if Arlen says it, let's see here. Where's my audio controls? I wonder in the. Let me try that. All right. I just changed something in the Ecamm audio controls. Let me know if it's still there. Arlen's listening from the other room, so I guess she's mopping and sweeping and listening at the same time. Uh, you know what? Panda Express is some of the worst fast food you can get, in my opinion. Okay. I mean, you can't. How do you screw up refried beans and nacho cheese? I don't know. But even though it's not the best, I like Taco Bell. Phil says, I guess Drama City is getting better now. Just have to get rid of Mike's. I don't know. You know what, Phil? I watch Mike pretty regularly, and not all the time or anything, but I probably watch a couple vlogs a week. I've never seen him doing any drama. Did I miss something somewhere? I don't know. Anything's possible, that's for sure. The bad bloggers make the rest look bad. Yes, it is a reputational issue. That's for sure. Mark said his live one day. Maybe it's no, Arlen's a couple of people. Arlen's sending me WhatsApp messages. She's listening. Um, People in the beginning said my mic was cutting in and out. So maybe something happened. I did upgrade Ecamm this morning. I'm assuming all my settings stuck, but maybe they didn't. So, anyways, Manny says Mark said his live one day he would never build his wife a home. Also, never got off his ass to get the paperwork done for that baby. Manny, are you sure about that? He never applied. I mean, he was a U.S. Embassy liaison, okay, which I think is nothing. All right. But at the same time, it should have been easy for him to get his citizenship for his child registered and a U.S. passport. And I know that for a fact because a friend of ours, Spence, who works for the veteran, he works for the VA medical system in the U.S. He's a OR director or something like that in San Antonio, I think it is. Yeah, he's over like multiple clinics and hospital ORs. Anyways, he had a child here and he's got his child within 4 months, was, totally registered and set up and everything else. And that being said, it did require a trip to the embassy. I think they had to actually go show up at the embassy. But, that being, that's important because although Thornton's wife would never be eligible for Social Security because she has to spend 5 years in the U.S. married to him, his child would receive survivor's benefits, which I believe is 75% of Mark's benefit, until I think age 18 and maybe even a little longer if he's in college. Even if he lives here, he'd be eligible for that. Um, so I hope he got his child registered, that's for sure. Alex, I'm not saying vloggers in the Philippines are all dramatic, but compared to Thailand, there's more drama in the vlog. You know what? I don't know. I do know I never see, other than the Tom Yum Lechon issue, I've never seen drama amongst the expat bloggers in Thailand. So you got a solid example there, Alex. Prepper is here. I watched your video the other day. How you doing, Prepper? William, enjoy the season in Angeles. Well, we hope you do too. We hope you have a great Christmas and holiday. Hope you and Arlene have a great, safe Christmas. Thank you, Craig. Thank you so much. Let me do this again. The panel is open if you guys would like to pony up to the panel. And we'd be happy to have you. Taco Bell Manila is okay. Limited menu. All right. Maybe that is not. Oh, Alex is out of here. Take care, Alex. Be good. Dave DeVore. If they are married, what right does the husband have to tell the wife she's never going to have their child? Well, I don't know. It might not be a right to tell her that, but it might be a right to express it and say, I don't want to have children. And if you want to have children, maybe we're not a good match when it comes to having a child. JR says audio is fine the whole time for him. Thank you. LVTV. How you doing, LV? Thanks so much. No problems with the audio. Panda Express gave me bad food poisoning in Long Beach. Shit happens everywhere. Ronnie Kluberson, what happened to Jung Man? That's a good question. I have not heard hide nor hair of him. I haven't seen anybody say they heard from him. His friend Kiki has not put out anything, but Kiki's been traveling. I don't know. I know that supposedly, allegedly, he got popped for having 2+ kilos of you know what. And so I don't know. Last I saw, he was in jail at Station 4, and that's the last I've seen of or heard of him. So I don't know. Horse says no Wendy's, Poppies, or Arby's in Cebu. Another reason I'll not be an expat here. I like Arby's. I like Poppies. And you know what? I like all of those, Horse. I haven't had Wendy's, Popeyes, or Arby's in probably 5+ years. Probably the last time I was in the States, about 4 years ago. So Mark, as the liaison, is like the assistant to the assistant general manager. I think it just means he's on that call if need help thing. Uh, but I don't know. I don't know what a U.S. Embassy liaison's responsibilities are or their duties. So I don't know. I think he registered the baby, but not 100% sure. Yeah, I don't. Again, we're not one of those channels that wants to speculate on hearsay. We try and stick to what we personally know. Um, so I don't know. I really and truly don't. They have an Arby's anywhere in the Philippines. Not that I'm aware of, Prepper. Not that I'm aware of. Focus on every right in the world. It's the husband's sperm, two parts to that equation. A woman will get pregnant by a man and shows how desperate they are. It's possible too. And JR's right. It is his genetic material, and he has a right to decide where that genetic material goes. But he also has the right to pull out or put a cover on it. Okay, there's the link if you're interested in camming up and talking about it. But, click on it and join us. Phil says, my understanding is Mark didn't have a pot to pee in. As far as Mike, he got upset because I made constructive comments. 2 times loser. I'm sorry, Phil. I apologize. I met Mike and Janet. They came here to Angeles, and he was very polite and informative to me. But I didn't criticize him either. I do believe if the child is eligible for benefits, the wife is eligible as a caretaker for benefits for caring for that child. That's, I don't know, Bruce. I don't think so. I really and truly do not. But, because that's what that benefit to the child is for that child's care. That's the way I understand it to be. Because it was something that I looked into when Taylor was in undergraduate school. She would have been eligible for survivor benefits if I passed away. Now that she's in, let's just call it graduate school, she is no longer eligible. Jen could get the baby registered if if they are legally married and living together when the baby was born. It shouldn't be too hard. And Wolf, you're correct. If they have a birth certificate, you know what? They don't even have. Let me rephrase that. Let me see how I can say that correctly. Excuse me. Yes, she can get that child registered. And yes, that child would get automatic U.S. citizenship as a legacy. And yes, that child will get. Now, the money is actually going to go to the guardian of the child, which would be Jen, until a certain age. Just to build germinating local seeds, you're more alone in that. But perhaps walking street would be better for that. How you doing, Just a Bill? Hope you're doing well. JJ the Lonely Bull, good morning from Da Nang. How you doing, JJ? Wolf says, Bruce, she would be if she lived in the USA, but not the Philippines as I understand it. She gets nothing, whether she lives in the Philippines now or in the USA later, other than his child's survivor's benefit. And she's supposed to spend that on the child. That's supposed to be for the child. Okay. If she lived in the USA, maybe, but I don't know. You know what? I don't know what the caretaker situation would be. Women are capable of raising a child without a man if they are put in that position. Yeah. I guess so. Men are capable of raising a child if they're put in that position. Um, Someone needs to stick up for the wife's right to be a mother as well. Well, but you know what? If he told her that prior to the marriage, then that's just the way it is. Pedro IT, hello all. How you doing, Pedro? Haven't heard from you in a while. I hope you're doing well. Happy holidays. Phil Rose, they just don't get your humor. They're thin-skinned people take offense to almost anything. I don't know. Good morning, Mike. Finally caught alive. Yeah, you've been missing in action there, Phil. You certainly have. But hey, I hope are you ready for Christmas? Are you having a good time? Love you, JJ. Take care in Thailand. Phil Rose, Vietnam. Agree with women's right. The flip side, though, is to do it with someone under the age of 60. There's a medical evidence the baby has increased risk of birth defects. Yes, that is true. That is true. I just rented a place in both Bangkok and Da Nang, JJ says, bouncing back and forth every 3 months. So, yeah, JJ's got an excellent channel. Watch his stuff. Give him a look. See if it's the type of material that you like to see. LVTV. Dead men are not capable of raising a child. And that is a solid point. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. And there is the link. If you want to cam up and talk about it, that's fine and dandy. We certainly can. Horace says the concept of fatherhood gives me the heebie-jeebies. I had a vasectomy 4 years ago at 35. Never had to sweat intimacy since. And that's your choice, Horace. You see, that's a choice that you made. Oh, let's see here. Guess number one. And uh-oh. Hang on, Philly. I think I screwed something up here. Bum. What does the channel say? You know what? Nope, we're not doing a panel today. I am sorry. I can't. Maybe I can. Just one. And then I got to make some changes here, Philly, but I don't think I can. Okay, folks, I tell you what. That's me. No, I can't. I can't do it. You know what? I screwed up. I can't turn on my interview mode at this point. I'm sorry. So we're not doing interviews. We're not doing interviews this morning. I apologize. Can you live on $2,500 a month over there? People live on far less. It depends on what you consider living. Can you live on it? Sure you can. Is it your idea of life? That's the real question, isn't it? You know, is it going to be where you want to live? Is it going to be how you want to live? Or there's all kinds of, everybody's an individual. I mean, you could theoretically live in a bamboo hut in the jungle on $200 a month or $300 a month or whatever. I mean, dirt cheap. You could live dirt cheap in the province in a half finished house. I mean, there's just so much. It depends on what your idea of living is, what is acceptable to you. I would say that there are, quite frankly, a lot of expats that live on 2,500 a month, a little more or a little less. JJ Lima, in Asia, that is a good mix. Da Nang, beach life, more quiet than back to Bangkok. Yeah, JJ's going to have a good time. Michael King. Hey, Michael, how are you? I hope things are going well for you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I hope you're ready for them. Prepper says, Ronnie, you can survive nice. Just depends on your lifestyle. Again, perfect. That's a great way of saying it. That is a great way of saying it. 100%. Yes, 2,500 a month is a good number, but still depends on lifestyle. Yeah. If you want to live in the heart of BGC and you want to go out to dinner every night at 4-star restaurants and above, and you drink and you smoke and you hit the bars and you chase women, 2,500 isn't going to be enough. But you could do it somewhere else, maybe, or you could give up some vices. Yeah, Mike, having a good time, but Xmas Day has been difficult due to several want to spend the day. Oh, I am sure they want to spend the day, Phil. I am sure they do. Ruby is here. Good morning, Ruby. How are you? Hope you're well. Are you ready for Christmas? You got everything put together? Peter says, I'm not sure if you did anything on Mark Thornton's passing. Was it a heart attack? How old was he? Peter, the only information I have is that he had a stroke and he did not recover. That's it. People have said he was 70 plus years old. I don't know how old Mark was, but whichever way, that's the only real information that I feel confident in speaking about. I didn't know Mark. I didn't follow Mark. His channel was not the kind of stuff that interested me. So I've never had any interaction. I've never even traded a messenger or WhatsApp or email with Mark. Ruby, been a long time. Peter says 5,000 a month in BGC to live the lifestyle. There you go. I wouldn't know. I've never lived there, but I would say it can get expensive. Hector says, I saw a guy buy 500 dozen eggs at Costco the other day. He either owns a bakery or knows something that we don't. Bird flu. Here's what the price of eggs is getting ready to go way up in the U.S. And that's because of a law that that goes into effect January 1st. And this happens actually more so in Michigan or Minnesota or something like that. But they changed the definition of what a cage-free egg is. Cage-free doesn't mean not in a cage. What it means is the bird has to be able to stand up, turn around, and walk a couple steps. That is now what qualifies as cage-free. And so they can't sell cage-free eggs, all right, if the bird is restricted in any way. But regular eggs can still be used for like egg beaters and stuff like that. It's kind of confusing, but yeah, they're expecting a run on eggs. I hope he keeps them fresh. Ronnie, have a great night. See you soon. Bye from USA. Take care, Ronnie. Dardos, hola. How you doing, Dardos? Hope you're having a great day. Merry Christmas to you. Feliz Navidad. Elliot TV, have you heard from Andy Omar? No, I have not heard from Andy. I don't know what he's up to. I don't know where he's at. Haven't heard a word out of him. I hope wherever he is, I hope everybody, not just Andy, but everybody, wherever you are, you're enjoying time for the holidays. Whether you celebrate Christmas or you don't, I hope that you're all doing well. Prepper says, I would guess I have over 100 dozen of raw scrambled eggs, freeze dried myself, good for 15 years. There you go. Prepper can tell you how to do it, man. He is well versed in all of that stuff. Now, Silver Raven says you can live in BGC on 2,500 easily. Okay. I guess it all depends on everybody's idea of what that means. Horace says, I'd like to go drinking with sick grandpa. I can hold my liquor like I have two hollow legs, but he's a hoot with a snoot. He is entertaining. That is for sure. He is definitely entertaining. Peter, good day to you. Been busy setting up the house here. Yeah, Mike got catering, party tables, chairs, drinks, all set. Aguanitos is being prepared. Oh, I am really cutting that back. Who was the mastermind behind Egggate? I think it was the FDA. I don't know, but I there was actually an article on either CNN or Fox yesterday or day before about it. Hello, everyone. I didn't know that you watched our channel, Steve. Thanks for watching. Have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We're still vlogging. I got to find out why I'm not getting any you're not showing up in my feed and I'm not getting any alerts. I don't know what's going on, Bobby. I'll have to check that out. Silver and 5K is a 5-star lifestyle. 2,500 is a budget lifestyle. Been there many times. And Peter has been around, that's for sure. Better not to speculate about Mark. Just leave that to antics. They had a big argument, shut off there. You know what? Drama drives views. And if it makes views for them, it is what it is. They have their niche and more power to them. Mike, your definition of entertaining is much different than mine. Well, you know what, JR? Sometimes you have to be able to argue at that screen. You got to be able to tell the screen, you're wrong, Grandpa. You're wrong. God, you're an idiot. Or you agree with it. One or the other. Have a wonderful holiday. Probably PETA worried about the welfare of chickens. It's possible. You know, ex-wife number one, her entire family, except her direct mother and father, all of her cousins, uncles, whatever, owned chicken farms. And I think of a chicken farm as having a chicken coop, you know, a dozen, 2 dozen chickens. Nah, these guys farmed thousands of chickens. They raised them for, I want to say it was for Purdue, but I think it was somebody else. But anyways, I mean, they'd have semis dropping off these little chicks. I'll put it to you like this. They kept them, I think, for something like 6 or 8 weeks. All right. They got brooders, which are chicks, and they raised them to whatever 6 or 8 weeks is, something like that. I could be off on the math. these chicken houses were 100 yards long at least, and probably 30 to 45 yards wide. And when they would empty them out to ship them back, they actually had a bobcat, the little dump thing, all right, that they had to dig everything out to clean those things with. It's no small feat. JJ says, I lived in BGC for 3 years and rarely spent over $2,000 a month unless I traveled. $600 for a corner condo on the 29th floor, facing the golf course, eating out regular drinks on occasion. There you go. So JJ, there's an example. Hey JR, come play killer pool today. Haven't seen you in a long time. I can always tell when Migos has got pool tournaments or involved in a pool tournament. Johnny comes out of the apartments across the street from us on that motorcycle of his that it just needs a new muffler. Actually, he needs new carburetors too, but that's beside the point. That's one of the few things I can hear if I'm sitting at my desk. That's loud enough that I can hear it even with the doors closed. Me too. The people who don't even know handing me envelopes for Xmas, same as a beggar on the street. Yeah. Nobody's handed us an envelope. Now, we've given out some Christmas cash, but those are people, that we see regularly and routinely, the guards that help Arlen with groceries sometimes when I'm not home. The doorman that's always there for us, calling us trikes and stuff. I mean, they're very helpful. There's a chicken factory. I missed a few things here. Hold on. JJ, how many square meters your condo on the 29th floor? Now, there's an interesting question. Horace says there's a chicken factory 30 miles to the north of me. In a cold winter, say, the wind's blowing hard from the north. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I can certainly. We used to go dove hunting on one of her cousin's properties, and man, you had to drive by the chicken coops to get to the fields. What's the Christmas envelopes, Ruby? I'll let Ruby explain that. There you go. Have a nice day. Is this Phil? Don't mention killer pool. Some people consider it gambling and will report you. Yes, JR, that is Phil. Exactly. In a decade of being here, no one gives our way, but we are expected to give. Yeah. Oh, that didn't click over. Sorry about that. Big Bear, huge bear. My condo was 50 square meters, one bedroom. That's, for BGC, that's a pretty good size, actually, compared to some of the things I have seen. Nice. JJ, what did electric run you in that place on a monthly basis, on average, if you don't mind me asking? Just curious. Wow, 1 hour in, 10 minutes, 11 minutes, 63 people in the room, only one downvote? Gee, that's kind of unusual. I usually get a couple, but 32 likes, 62 in the room, that's great. That really is. So that brings us back to simple life. And what is a simple life? My simple life is what I live. And it's way simpler than it was in the US. But somebody else's simple life might be drastically different. They may be much different. And Wow, a couple more upvotes. Thank you very much. Um, you know, it it's all a matter of what you want. Don't listen to people saying, do this, do that. Listen to people that say, try this, take a look at this, find out what you want, evaluate it, do a little bit of research. You can listen to everybody's opinion because sooner or later they're going to put out information that's pertinent to you, that's valid. Just always validate it, always double check their information. Okay. And, that's important. Some people can live in a studio apartment. Some people can live in a 1-bedroom apartment. We have a 2-bedroom apartment, 2-bedroom condo, 120 square meters, and it's not nearly big enough. But it is big enough. It's just not like 5,000 square foot a house like in Phoenix. I can't just willy-nilly buy crap because I got no place to put it. So you live within these limitations. You live within these things. JJ says, my electric averaged about 4K, never hit 5K. Okay, nice. Greg, yes, different people like trike associations, security guards, trash collectors hand them out in the neighborhoods expecting cash donation. Wow, I'd be stuffing them with 20 peso notes at the most. I am so cheap. Isn't that terrible? I don't know. I mean, we tipped our doormen, we tipped our security guys, we tipped everybody here. But once you got away from our living conditions, we didn't tick squat. All right. Now, we did sponsor a big Christmas party for the employees over at Lucifer, but that's not a tip. Big Bear, 50 square meter, that's okay price. I have 86 square meter, 1-bedroom in AC. There you go. And 86 square meter, 1-bedroom is pretty big, to be honest with you. $675 a month. There you go. So that gives you an idea. Michael, this happened 3 blocks from my place in the Philippines. I saw the CCTV on Facebook Messenger. A gunman shot an incumbent municipal councilor in Pinan, Zamboanga del Norte on Thursday. Wow. Wow, Michael. Although election time is coming and it's going to get worse. Xmas envelopes are from people who kind of provide service in your area, like security guards, garbage collectors, drinking water, maintenance people, grass cutters. Yeah. And that's the one thing, all of that, like we pay that service and they hire out that service. Okay. So the only individuals that we actually see, we never see the garbage collectors. We we do get the water delivery guys. That's true. Okay. But we never, we don't have grass to cut out here. Meter readers, we never see them. Security guards and doormen, though, yes, indeed. Thank you. It says, JR says 120 square meters is plenty. It is. JR, you're right. It is. It really is. But when you downsize, you have to learn you can't just willy-nilly buy shit. You can't just, I can't, I only have so much real estate on this desk. I would love to put 2 27-inch high-res monitors, but then I'd need a bigger desk. And to get a bigger desk would take up more room. All right. I would love to do some other things, but Do I need to do it? Does it make my life miserable? No, not at all. 120 square meters is more than enough. How much should I tip the basura guys and others? Oh, I'm staying out of that. You also have outside common area and pool. Yeah, we do. We have a pool. We have a common area. um, we don't have grass, but we do have common areas that have to be maintained. But crap, Candy's got 24 different contractors and employees for maintaining stuff. I'd be, ugh, I don't see how I would try and justify it. I like BGC for the convenience. I could walk anywhere, several malls, groceries, restaurants, bars, gyms. Yeah. And, we spoke about this on the last live, JJ. You're willing to pay for convenience. Some people are, and that's great. I'm willing to pay for convenience. We have a vehicle because it's convenient, although sometimes it's miserable in the way they drive around here. But for the convenience, but we use trikes all the time, and we use Grab taxi all the time. So it's what somebody is willing. How much is that convenience worth to somebody? There you go. Phil says, I have a 2-bedroom apartment. It's a large apartment that have plenty of storage, 600 a month, now sitting 15 feet from the pool. There you go. As you say, there you go. Have a nice day. Yeah, Phil. JJ says, I like condo life. Security, pool, gym, basketball, pickleball. It all depends. Again, retire. A simple life is what's simple to you. All right. Hey, Mike, what's a decent Xmas tip for my maintenance team of 2? I have no idea, Phil. I don't, we pay a monthly fee. And so therefore, I don't tip that. At this time next year, do you think there will be more bars open on Walking Street or less? You know what? That's a good question, Bryce. That's a really good question. I think this time next year, we're going to see more. All right. But we're going to see a lot of changes also. There are bars on Walking Street right now that aren't even open. So, yeah, I think so. Philly says, Filipinos handing out envelopes for donation. I think it depends where you live in the Philippines. No one asked me for Christmas donations. There you go. Brian will, and that's Brian's life. Nobody asked us for donations, but we gave to those people that we see regularly. 120 square meters to square feet, 1291. Yeah. Yeah, it's not as small. Our condo is not small by any way, shape, or means. But it's not what I'm used to, 5,000 plus square feet in Phoenix. JJ says, moving to Asia, I found that the Western lifestyle is full of excesses. I found I don't need a 2,000 square foot house, 2 cars, etc. Yeah. No, you don't. If you want it, you can have it, but you don't have to have it by any way, shape, or form. Mine's Sun says 53 square feet. I got used to it pretty quickly. There's still a pool to get outside. Yeah. Sunset Travel will tell you right off the get-go. It's what you make of it. It's how you feel. I mean, my life is so simple in comparison to what it was in the U.S. It's just not even funny. Hector, those bikini clad ladies at scoreboards don't seem to mind being filmed for all of you, but cover their faces when on Walking Street. You know, Hector, I don't film Walking Street and I don't do scoreboards. We've been to the scoreboards bikini contest pre-pandemic once. You know, that's not a contest based on talent and beauty. That's a content based on sponsorship. The winners are the girls that get the most beads. They get beads because you throw them and you got to buy them. So that's a big money loop. Now, don't get me wrong. The people that I know that go to it have a good time. You know, it's what they like to do. Envelopes are one of the things that come with living in a convenient urban setting with good electricity and good infrastructure. I'll put up with it uh, to live well. Yeah. Maximus. Now, Maximus has been around for a long time. Tip maybe 300 to 500 pesos each maintenance guy if you have a friendly relation with them. Also, the security guys. And we're in that range. Oh, Paul, how you doing, Paul? How's your health doing? Joined your stream at halftime Notre Dame IU game. Yeah, I'll have to check in on that. Ruby says an expat planning to build a house in the Philippines, don't get caught up with two-story houses. If you do, make sure you build a bedroom downstairs. And Ruby's absolutely correct. We could have bought a less expensive condo that was the same size, but up and down. All right. And no, our condo's all one floor. And I don't regret that at all. Now, in the province, our house in the province, the master bedroom is upstairs. But I don't plan on being there when I can't climb the steps. Maximus says, I tip my subdivision security guards 500 pesos each for Christmas. There you go. That gives you guys an idea. What did you even do in a 500 square big house and owned 27? We had 5 people. I had myself for many years. It was myself and my daughter, who at that time was 13 to 17 years old. Then it was Arlene, her, and I. She had the entire upstairs, and I had the entire downstairs. Our master bedroom was a monster. I had floor to ceiling, 26-foot floor to ceiling glass doors, like 4 glass panels, overlooking our pool in the master bedroom. I had jacuzzi tub, standalone shower, all kinds of fancy stuff that somebody will just give me crap for talking about. I had a walk-in closet that was huge. Now, Arlen found a way to fill that up. All right. But yeah, it was a tremendous waste, JR. It was $1,000 electric bill cooling that place down in the wintertime in Phoenix was not uncommon. Now, once my daughter started college, we never ran. Let's see, I had a 5-ton, the downstairs air conditioning unit was 5 tons. The master bedroom was 3 tons. And the upstairs central air was 3 tons. So, was it efficient? No. No way was it efficient. Did we need it? No. At one time, it was ex-wife number 2, my daughter, and I, and a 165-pound French Mastiff. But It was a terrible excess waste, a terrible waste. Gotta go, CB. All right, California Beer. Take care. We hope you have a great day. Phil says, I'm paying for convenience. I don't need a motorbike or a car. The only time I need a car is groceries, S&R. The rest is walking or trikes, less chance of getting hurt. That's why I live here. There we go. And that's true. We know most of our expat friends do not own scooters or cars. Many do, but a good many don't. Maximus, same here, and they'll look after you too. And they do. Horses, after 8 years on aircraft carriers and 12 years sharing rooms on crowded bases, I live in the biggest empty places I can find. I can understand that, Horace. I truly can. Scoreboards, I guess, allows videos again. Saw one the other day. Yeah. I mean, without the video, without people being able to get memories of their vacation, it's not just bloggers. All right. There's plenty of guys there that are getting memories of their vacation in Angeles City. Well, if they're not going to show up and pay, those girls don't make squat. Michael says, I have a small 800 square foot home with a 12 by 22 deck, 2.25 acres of land. I want a little bigger house in the Philippines, but I want the same. Wow, that ought to be nice, Michael. 2.25 acres of land. Peter says, if you're living on High Street or Forbestown and have steak dinners and go high in lifestyle, everything is relative. Coming from New York and with a partner, prices will vary. It's all about the lifestyle. And Peter is 100%. It is 100% correct. It is all about the lifestyle. I mean, you can go out in BGC and get a good steak for $20, and you can go out in BGC and get a good steak for $80. It varies. And when I say good, I'm saying that in relative terms. Hector, if you employ house help and or drivers, you have to pay the so-called. Yeah, if you employ them. If you employ them, yes, the Philippines does do that, where you're supposed to pay as their end of year bonus 13th month. GD, how you doing, GD? Are you ready for Christmas? How's things going? Phil says, my maintenance guy gave me an empty Merry Christmas envelope. I just laughed along with him. He's been especially nice the past 10 days. I bet he has. Ruby says, will your house in Mindanao be capable of fitting a chairlift to take you upstairs to your mat? No, Ruby, it won't. And if I am at that point, I won't be in Mindanao. I won't be that far from a major medical facility. I won't be that far from an international airport, and I won't be that far from restaurants that I'm used to. As I said, simple life is what's simple to you and to me. And while I really appreciate Arlen's family and they're really great people, I'm just not I can't live like that. I can't live that restricted. The nearest Jollibee, and I'm not saying Jollibee is great eats by any way, shape, or means. All right. But the nearest Jollibee to our home in Mindanao is an hour away. Paul says, I went to MD Anderson this week for my cancer checkup. Scans were good, no new cancer. Labs were mostly within normal limits, good for a 77-year-old with stage 4. Congratulations, Paul. I know it's been a tough, long road for you. Take care. Sunset, 11,300 square feet. I don't miss mowing the lawn. Yeah, I didn't have grass in Phoenix. Actually, I did have grass. I didn't have grass in the front yard. It was all cacti, cactus, gravel, shrubs. In the backyard, I had a small patch of grass. All right. The rest was gravel and cactus. And I had a yard guy, and he took care of all of it. So Phil says, how did the construction manager in Dumagetti scam so many foreigners? Can't believe he's not in jail, and he's even suing a couple of expats for. You know what, Phil? I can believe he's not in jail. I can believe he's not in jail because of two things. To the best of my knowledge, he didn't screw over any Filipinas. Now, married couples that were married to a Filipino, yeah, they're getting screwed. But you know how slow the legal system is? It'll take them a year. I mean, they've got to prove in court, and then they've got to implement. This guy's got tons of time to get out of the country. Tons of time. Those people are, in my opinion, and it's just an opinion, I don't know for sure, many of them are screwed. Peter says, I'd like to live with them walking into St. Luke's when I make the permanent move. That would be nice. It really and truly would. Um, I mean, St. Luke's is a high end facility. I That would be nice. It really and truly would. Um, you know, and the sidewalks there, to the best of my recollection, are pretty damn good. So you'd be able to use a wheelchair to wheel you from wherever it is you live to St. Luke's. Here, I could live a couple blocks from the hospital, and you'd need a 4-wheel drive wheelchair to get there. So, oh, well, I did not do the interviews. I apologize. I didn't set it up correctly for that. And had I tried to switch the profile, it would have disconnected the whole thing. So I apologize. In fact, it doesn't even give me the option. That's my fault. Operator error. See, I'm not ashamed to do that. Hillbilly Pyro, how you doing? How's things going? Are you ready for your holidays? I hope so. BGC, St. Luke's BGC. I think going to run into, I think, what is Tuesday? Let me look at that real quick. Tuesday. Oh, no. I will not be out at breakfast Tuesday on the 24th. We have a get together that evening, and we have a lot of cooking and prepping to do. So I will not be at Tequila Reef on the 24th. And that's just all there is to it. As I said, life is simple for us. It is so simple. I don't have a schedule that I have to keep. I don't have to be anywhere at any certain time. None of it. I really and truly don't. Oh, that's rarely do I have to be somewhere at a certain time. Compared to my life prior to the Philippines and prior to retirement, this is a cakewalk. Even with the bureaucratic, even with having to deal with LTO, even with having to deal with renewing a passport, even without anything. I mean, those are all obstacles that you can take care of, just have to have a little patience for. The rest of it's simple. If I have a desire, I mean, I could literally say, okay, the live is over. I'm going. Hey, Arlen, don't worry about making me breakfast, which she already did, and I already ate it. But I could say, I'll just order something from the rooftop restaurant, and it'll be room service. Or I can just order Grab and have them deliver. Okay? Life is simple. It really and truly is. Let's see here. Just moved to a. There we go. Just moved to a new place, and I have an open rooftop launch the fireworks. Oh my God. I hope nobody we know lives around you, Pyro, but I'm sure you'll be doing it responsibly. Horse, is Philly still there? Ace is straight up clowning you. You guys should hug it out. I don't know what Ace is up to. I mean, I've seen his videos. Um, is Ace doing a live stream? I don't know. I met Philo this morning at Tequila. Yeah, Maximus. I knew you and um, Philo were going to meet up, but I go Tuesdays and Thursdays, and the rest of the time I spend with my wife. Well, isn't that terrible to say? Because what I really am saying is my wife makes my breakfast. Is that quality time? I'm not sure. What is Filipino traditional food in the Philippines for Christmas Day? That's a good question. I think ham is part of their tradition. I think, and I could be wrong. It's just because I see it everywhere. The the effects of mass marketing. So I don't know. Pyro says I've had problems getting the igniters who restrict it. Oh, really? That makes sense. Is Hillbilly in the Philippines? If so, he will have a blast with fireworks. Yes. Jack King, often in Merry Christmas. How you doing, Jack? It's nice to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Happy holidays. Yes, Ruby, I live on Cebu and been saving fireworks for this show all year. I wonder if we'll be able, Ruby, maybe we can see Hillbillies fireworks from Cebu from the rooftop here. Oh. Paul says, I miss working. When I was working and president of a large anesthesia group, I worked 50 to 70 hours per week. I kind of miss my busy schedule. You know, Paul, I missed my schedule, and it took a while to get used to it for the first 2 years. Now I don't miss it a bit. Not a bit. I really value the time I have sitting around and doing stuff with Arlene, laughing at her, shopping, running errands, doing the things we do. Um, you know, to me, life is just enjoying it. Horace says, I went to Rustan's last week. Man, I really like Rustan's. We don't have a Rustan's here in Angeles City yet. Now, Rockwell's building a condo with a power plant across the street from it, and I'm hoping they put a Rustan's in it. But we went to Rustan's last week. They wanted 4,700 pesos for a 3-pound Chinese ham. That's kind of pricey, I think. Paul, we are all different, but I personally think missing work is a sickness in itself. Bryce, have you been to Candy Tower 1? Is it all Korean guests staying there? You know, Bryce, I haven't been to Tower 1 in a couple of years. Is it all Koreans? No. We know several Westerners that live at Tower 1 and even more Westerners that own at Tower 1. So, no, it's not all Koreans. No, not at all. And I don't know. I've never had a problem with Koreans. Candy's pretty, I won't say strict, but they're pretty mindful. You know, the only thing that gets me about the Koreans, and I think this is because of where they're used to living, we have a big, 50-gallon trash can by the elevators on every floor. And it gets emptied a couple times a day. But for some reason, Koreans, more than Westerners, will put their trash in a bag and then put it by their door in the hallway. I don't like that. I don't like it because of it attracting bugs. But, you know. Prepper says, yeah, from 60 plus hours a week to 10. Love it. Took a year just to decompress. Yeah, it took time. It took time. Ruby says they often say transitioning 2 years prior to full retirement is a good way to get your mind used to it. Yeah, and I guess you could say I did transition. I spent 4 years from the time I quit working to the time I sold off the last business. So it took 4 years. Phil says lots of Koreans at Candy One, but also has lots of Western expats. Yeah, it's a fine mix. Merry Christmas from Charlotte. Oh my God. I just talked to my mom this morning in Charlotte. So, um, John says he's retiring next Friday and look forward to being back over there in February. Well, we look forward. I hope you'll stop by in Angeles and we'll have a chance to see you. Horse says Mandani Bay in Cebu is mostly Europeans and Filipino FWs. Okay. I've been retired for 2 years, age 53. I don't miss it at all. I know what you mean, Michael. I retired at 50. And I got to say, it took me a little bit of time, but I had the transitioning my businesses out of ownership. And I think that's what made it reasonable. There you go. There's a good Korean restaurant in Candy One. The little store also has a lot of Korean food. Of course, lots of soju. Yeah. Geez, 60 hours per week. That's too much for my liking. Ruby says 40 hours a week and 9 days. Rostered day off is just right for me. 9-day work, 10 days for 10 days. That's pretty nice, Ruby. Yeah. Have a good day, all. JR, take care. Good luck on your pool tournament. Take care. Charlotte, Michigan. No, I think John's talking about Charlotte, North Carolina. That's where my mom is, Charlotte, North Carolina. Is the sink water at Candy Tower safe to brush your teeth with? I do. I've never had a problem. Arlene does. She's never had a problem. It is supposedly filtered and safe to drink. No, I don't use it for that. Do we use it to cook with? We use it to cook when it's going to boil. All right? That's it. Paul says, I transitioned the last couple of years and only worked 40 hours per week. Wow. You too, JR. Oh, man. Let me see. 1 hour. Later, Mike and chat. Chow time. All right, Prep. Take care. Hope you have a great holiday. All right. Really and truly. All right, folks, we're at 1 hour and 45 minutes, which has been long enough. We certainly want to let everybody know we appreciate you, subscriber. We appreciate you comments. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate your participation. We hope you have a wonderful holiday, and we hope your family is safe and that they're having a happy holiday as well. Take care. See you next week.